What's up guys, it's Captain Introduction 72. Welcome to my review of set 75314 The Bad Batch Attack Shuttle, released in summer of 2021. At the time of recording this in January 2023, this set is just retired. And also, at the time of recording, the Bad Batch Season 2 is currently airing, so it feels like a missed opportunity by LEGO to retire this set early. The box art is kind of the standard we've had for the last couple of years. You've got the Bad Batch up in the corner, as all the Bad Batch sets seem to. You can see them on a planet with a bit of a chase going on with the extra speeders included. You have your minifigures down here: Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, Echo, Crosshair, and a Gonk droid, although the Gonk droid is more of a build. If we flip the box over, it will show you all the features of the set, as you would expect, and it shows you the minifigures with the helmets off and the ones that do include hair, as well as the features of the set, which we will get into. Let's jump right into those amazing minifigures. Starting off the minifigure lineup, we have Hunter from the Bad Batch. All these characters are obviously from it. It's a Bad Batch set, which is a really cool minifigure in the Phase 2 armour. It'd be kind of cool to see what the Bad Batch looked like in Phase 1 armour. I do know a lot about Star Wars. I'm not sure if they had the Phase 1 armour or not. Most clones did, although some clone troopers went in to the Republic wearing Phase 2 if they were created or joined after a certain point. I really do like this minifigure. The kind of metallic look of this one is nice. You've got those two knives right there. It is a really good looking minifigure. I love the helmet on this one. You do have a pretty cool face. Obviously all these are meant to look like the kind of Jango Fett type head that they came up with in 2020. Let's get his hair. So yeah, I believe this is the first set where clone troopers have had hair included that can swap off the helmet. No other clone trooper has ever been given that, so it makes it all the more cool that they've decided to do it here. And it's the first time, they've not done it again since. He has a very Rambo-esque look to him, kind of. I really like the look of that. He does get two expressions, obviously. If you turn its head around, you get a kind of different looking expression, kind of a bit more concerned, maybe there's something went wrong in the mission. But it's a really cool minifigure. Let's move on to Wrecker. My favourite member of the Bad Batch in the show in general is Wrecker. Just how funny he is just one of those really funny clones. I do like the fact they used the kind of football type piece. I also used this on the Dark Troopers that came out the same year. For those shoulder printing, you've got the kind of 99 thing on his shoulder there. Try to get the focus so you can see. I think you can see it. Yeah, the 99 thing on the side. He does use a reprinted Iron Man helmet, which annoyed some people, but I like it. And if you take off, you get his face, obviously, because he is bald. You don't get a second face because there's been nothing to cover it up. But I really do like it, and the helmet is a nice piece overall with that print. If we remove the head and shoulder pads, removes the legs. It can be a bit difficult to do this, but I want to show this in the review that can be difficult. You get a nice looking torso, pretty basic, but it does the job. And we can just put him back together quite simply. He, again, is definitely one of the cooler minifigures we have gotten in a while for clone troopers. He's something unique. You wouldn't army build him, but again, he's my favourite out of the batch. Next up here we have Tech. Now Tech is quite cool, as those dual pistols. Unfortunately, the kind of visor piece for the goggles, that is moulded like that. Like you can see me put my finger there, it does not move. He has a nice, really cool kind of backpack with a antenna on the back. I'm just going to repair that. These figures I've sat in a drawer since November, so they've not really been out that much. Really good looking clone trooper. He stands out because not really clone troopers in this colour. So that's the thing I like about the Bad Batch. It's kind of the unique colour palette. If we remove the helmet, he has that face, and if we turn it around, he has another face, which is a bit more without the goggles. And you can put his hair on, which, yeah, it works out well because it's kind of got the receding hairline type piece, but it's long. When I see this hairpiece, I think of Jack Nicholson's character, Jack Torrance from The Shining. But overall, he's a pretty cool clone. Let's move on to Echo. So even though we never got him in his Phase 1 or ARC Trooper outfit from Star Wars or Clone Wars back in the day, we got him now. Or at least we did in 2021. He's a really cool minifigure. Of course, we aren't going to include that droid-like arm. People who are complaining about that, it's like, I don't see them making a special mold. Now, yes, he has one of those printed kamas that everybody complains about. I like them. Mostly, yeah, it's not accurate, but it's good in the sense that it's not going to, fray like capes do or get bent and look out of shape. Like the print is there so it wears less. Obviously, they've given him a different coloured hand to try and represent it, and they've given him arm printing, which is really cool. It's the only part, it's only minifigure this entire set that has any form of arm printing, and he only has it on the one arm. If you remove his helmet, and no, it's not like the way it is in the show, but they do print the kind of droid part. It's kind of like what Lobot has in The Empire Strikes Back. Obviously, this is not Echo as a Republic trooper. This is him after the Techno Union did all that weird stuff to him and experimented on him. But he's a really cool looking minifigure, of course, like Wrecker. He has no hair. We'll put the helmet on. Let's move on to Crosshair. So a major problem this minifigure has was this set got leaked before the show came out, I believe, so it kind of spoiled the thing that kind of Crosshair would go Imperial, because this is his only character in the set with kind of Imperial looking armour, not to mention none of the characters in season 1 changed their outfits other than him, so there is that. He does look good, although a part of me kind of wishes that, you know, this is the way I personally would have done it. I would have put Republic style Crosshair in this set, and just put one of those like stormtroopers, like half stormtrooper, half kind of clone people, like those type of troopers, on the speeder or something. I would have included this inside the Justifier, since he has that scene with Hunter on the Camino landing pad. That would have just made some more sense. But he is cool. He's got that kind of night vision thing going on. Got the long blaster. Got some nice back print. Obviously, he does have hair in the show, but it's just not like visible. If like it's so short, Lego does not have a piece for it, and in the new episode, he doesn't even have any after the whole thing with the Venator engine. So he's got a really nice thing. He's got that little marking on his eye that he has. I'll put that back on. So I personally would have thought Omega would have been included in the set, as annoying as she is, but they put Gonk droid, or as they call him in the show, Gonky. That's not a bad minifigure to include, to be completely honest. I suppose the Lego strategy is you'll go buy the Justifier because it has Omega in it. Not a bad Gonk droid. I seem to review a few sets recently with Gonk droids, or at least it feels like it. But I kind of wish they would come up with a mould, because they appear like maybe 10 years ago they barely ever appeared as Lego figures, but nowadays they're appearing so much it would help to have a mould. Let's jump into those speeders. So in the UK, this is a £90 set, and I think the way they bulked up the price was adding these, although personally, I know a lot of people feel you could have put these parts into the Shuttle to make it bigger. My way of doing it is I would have included these parts as part of the Shuttle, but also made it so that the Shuttle was a £100 set, just to add that, like, or 110, just to, you can have had that a bit bigger, and I will be comparing it to another Shuttle that I own in that part. But we get two speeders. We get Crosshair's Imperial speeder, and we get this one that Tech is riding. So we're going to jump into the Imperial one first. So you'll be looking at this right away and going, yep, you're not crazy, this is a recolor of the 501st one. The only thing that's missing is the two guns at the back. Literally everything about this is exactly the same, it's just a colour swap, so there's nothing too special. It's the same one you'd have got if you've been buying multiple of the old 501st set. So I'll take Tech and I will show you what he looks like on the speeder bike. I will have through one of his guns, because I will try and get his hands to hold the controls. It's not a bad speeder. No, sorry, not Tech. It's Crosshair I'm trying to get. It does look decent enough. Some people might be mad that it's not, like, you know, different. It's literally, but it makes sense for it to be the kind of Imperial one, because Imperials are still using some of the Republic stuff at this point in the timeline, so it makes sense for those reasons. There we go. So, you know, you can have him on there. And I suppose for his gun, like, it would just make sense. You could just literally clip it on the back there, and you'd be good to go. And that works out quite well. It's well built, you know, drop it. Decently done. So the speeder in the set that I actually find interesting, in a way, is this one here. It's the one that Tech rides, and it's the colours. You don't get Star Wars sets in these kind of colours. It's always greys and blacks and dark greys. It's rare that we get, like, I'm looking at my shelf. I mean, not often that we get sets in these kind of colours, so it's kind of cool. You can take Tech and you can put him on, and there's even a bit on here where you can put his blaster. You can have him hold one, you can put the controls like that, have him holding on, and you can, if I put his arm up, you can have one blaster there on the back, there's a little clip, put that like that, take his other blaster, and you can kind of have him, you know, shooting, you know, try to shoot, you know, and chase the box to bix it. Otherwise, this piece here will fall off all the time. It's just something I've discovered. I like to try and figure out the faults in a set's design, so that's something I found. These bits can extend like that, and you can chase, you know, have them kind of fighting each other. That works out quite well. But let's get into the thing you came to see, the shuttle itself. So yeah, it's another review where we have to go down to the floor because it's the wings on this, doing it where I normally film my reviews just wouldn't work. You're probably wondering, I spotting this out, why do you not review this when you bought it? I've had it since November. I was waiting for Bad Batch to return to do this review. So there's a lot of controversy about this set being in the wrong colour. Everyone has complained about that. But it doesn't bother me because it looks like a blue colour at certain, the light's hitting it certain ways. But I'm happy that they've made this ship, to be completely honest with you, because they could have just made like a small set or even done a, God forbid, a Bad Batch battle pack for the minifigures. That's not a Lego or not beyond that. So we're just going to come out a bit here. So let's show off the interior. So if we take the shuttle like so, I can show you the interior. So this set does have some stickers, but the stickers are relegated to a couple places. Obviously there's a few on the speeder bike, and there's a couple on this one too. The good part is there's only 2 inside this entire set, or the main set. So the interior lifts up like so. You can either have this one opened up like that to access that interior there. Although I find it's not the best access point. You kind of just want to spread the wings out a bit and you can lift the whole thing up in one go. It hangs back like so. That works out quite well. So you have, I'm going to put the wings down so I can pull it over and show you. So here we have the interior, and the first thing I notice every single time is those amazing stickers, but we'll get to those in a moment. We'll start off with the cockpit. So the cockpit is kind of what you'd expect, to be completely honest. It is quite good. It does hold 2 minifigures, which is, that's really good. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. Because when they said the price point for this thing, I was imagining it to not really be that big. But you know, I've been surprised. I'm happy about that. So the first thing you are going to do is you're going to see, 1 second, just grabbing the minifigure here. You are going to take Hunter, right? So I'm going to try and fit all the minifigures in here. So you could put him in the front, you know, he's kind of piling it. Fit him in there perfectly with his knives, it's not a problem. I'm not going to put Tech in the front just because, see, that really won't work too well because of his backpack. Try not to put any of the big figures in here. And you know, you can put Echo there, they two fit really nicely in there. It's got a little sticker control panel. Wait, is that a sticker? Yeah, it's a sticker. So there's 3 stickers, sorry. There's 3 stickers inside the actual shuttle. If we move on to the other section, you'll notice those 2 stickers, which are one of my favourite stickers ever. Right, just gonna try and get this so you can see them a bit better. So on this side we have kind of a co-pilot, which is really cool. I do like that one. But on the flip side, we have a Venator and a Separatist frigate. And it looks a bit like the Invisible Hand from Revenge of the Sith. I love those sticker details. Also in the back we have a feature, which I really do like. So if we come like this, it's a bit awkward to show this set, but if you pull it up like this, you have additional weapon storage. So if Tech wants, you can put his blasters inside like so, no problems at all. There we go. I suppose you could also fit Wrecker's blaster because we're going to put him in here. His blaster is quite a simple one as well, but they're really nice looking pieces. So you can shut that in there. You're done. So you might not get the most expansive amount of space in here to fill your shuttle. Obviously, there's a few rooms from the show that aren't represented, like the kind of turret room. It's on the price point and the scale, you're not going to get that. But you know, we can fit 2 cones in here, or at least I'm going to try to fit 2 cones in here rather decently. So you could put Tech like that, and Wrecker can just go on the opposite side. There isn't really any room for the Gonk droid, unfortunately. It's like, I suppose you're going to have one of these characters on the speeder anyway, so then you could fit the Gonk droid, but as you can see, not going to fit in there, which is kind of a shame. At the back here, we have these really cool pieces here. These are I'm remembering how many stickers are on this set. I'm actually, if I end up forgetting, you can move these up and down. And we're going to show off the main feature of the set. By the way, this red light is meant to represent the room where Omega sleeps, and you do have these 2 cannons, though they kind of move side to side a bit, but they're not like, they're more meant to be stationary, if I'm being completely honest. So the main thing the shuttle's meant to do is the wings are meant to go down, so I'm going to demonstrate that feature. You can pick it up like so, and 1 second, I will point out these turrets at the front fall off repeatedly, it can be quite annoying. And these panels can come loose sometimes when you're doing the feature, but the wings can go right down to your desired kind of... I think it is a bit hard to show on camera. Now, I think this is the best way for me to represent it. Again, you can have them really at any elevation and it looks really great, you know. It's a very swooshable set. I will give it that. They've made it very nice. I do like the kind of patterns on these panels as well. There's the look at the underside. It's very well built. That kind of shows you the inner width of the ship is not that big. I'm going to quickly compare it to another shuttle. So the only other shuttle that I have in my collection is a 2009 8019 Republic Attack shuttle. That dwarfs this, and this cost less. This was a £55 retail set in the UK when it came out at the start of 2009. Now, yeah, inflation and all that kind of stuff, but it's kind of crazy that for less, you got more. This one had less minifigures. Keep in mind, this had Mace Windu, the Clone Wars version, a Clone Wars pilot, and a regular kind of Phase 1 Clone Wars animated style Clone Trooper. Just to show you a little bit of difference between the two, I'll show you some profile. Oh, that does happen. That is a bit of a problem at times. You can kind of see them like that. And we will flip them round to their back sides, just to give you an idea. So we'll take a look at the instruction manual here, same as the box, got your QR code, all that kind of stuff. The back is kind of regular. This is before they start doing those awful renders. If we go to the back page, it's got an ad for the Skywalker saga, which is kind of cool. So obviously that's out now. And just a whole bunch of other sets, which I like how they show a category for the minifigures. The next set review I'm actually going to be doing will be on this right here. The Mandalorian Starfighter. I'm going to try and get that in. The reason I left the review till Wednesday was because of Bad Batch, so it'll be Tuesday next week. You got all your kind of sets. You know, I've reviewed these three here at the bottom corner. I don't own that, and I'm about to review that, and we're currently reviewing that. And that's all the promotional stuff in the instructions. It's quite a fun build, surprisingly. Like, I thought it'd be quite repetitive. I actually fairly enjoyed it. So I suppose the question you're going to come away from this review wondering is, should you buy the 2021 Bad Batch Attack Shuttle? Well, if you can still find it, 100%. It's not a set that I'm aware is still available. As far as I'm aware, this retired. It retired at the end of last year. I was able to get it. It was only one left in stock, and it wasn't even in the Lego store. I struggled to find it there as well. But this one I can see being an investment as well as just a cool set, because those minifigures have not appeared anywhere else other than Hunter. Hunter appeared in the Justifier. None of these other characters have appeared elsewhere. Again, this summer we could be getting Bad Batch sets. We don't know, but from what I'm seeing, like, it's not like the old days of Star Wars or Clone Wars where you'd have like a Clone Wars Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan, like those kind of main characters, and they would show up in literally nearly every set. Lego's moved away, and because there's so much content now coming out for Star Wars, we're doing one or two sets, then going, alright, we're done, move along. The only show that seems to get consistently a lot of sets is The Mandalorian. It seems to get the special treatment out of all, but who knows, that could change. But I give this set a 9 out of 10. The only thing I don't really like about this set is the fact that the Crosshair is Imperial. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but you could have done a completely different set of him with his own squad of troopers. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I actually have a video talking about the new helmets that were leaked the other day. Go check that out. Thanks for watching.